But what fascinates me is that I've been with you, that you don't really, you don't take notes. You don't, and then you come back with this review that's spot on. How do you just remember what you've eaten?
Sometimes I'll take a shot of the menu or whatever, and use that to spur my memory of what was in it. But also when you sit down to order, look at not only what the main dish is, but what is enhancing the flavors of everything that goes along with it. Whether it's the potatoes or the vegetables or some garnishes or a sauce that's laid underneath the entree. You really need to pay attention to what that is, and as you're eating it, try to dissect the flavors that are going into all those things that are around the entree as well.
You've never told me that before. Well, many times as we've gone out to eat dinner before, you never told me that, but I just wolf it down.
That's second nature to me to go, to look at what, how it's being served, maybe a hint on how it's being prepared, and what some of those garnishes are.
Well, that's why you were at the reviews, and I just read them.
We were at a spot last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was candied jalapenos were served with a sandwich that I had, and it was incredible. I never had a candied jalapeno before.
I've never even heard of one.
Yeah, either had I.
Huh.
And it was a very nice addition to the dish.
Very cool. So. Very cool. Well, you brought a couple of things with you, and here's one I'm going to hold up here just real quick. So, for any future guests of the show, you can bring gifts. I don't mind a little bit, okay? This is a great Eagles flag. I love it. But you brought something else. I still can't pronounce it.
Well, as part of my my Moveable Feast profile, I just brought it along to prove that I actually have one of these. It's called A Nova Sous Vide Immersion Heater.
Sous vide immersion.
SOUS Sous Vide VIDE.
Okay.
Immersion heater.
And what does it do?
And actually, this is in use in some restaurants. Not all of them do it. But you take this, this is a temperature control unit, and it's got a heater in it and a small pump in the bottom. You put it in a pot of water, a container of water, and then clamp it to it, plug it in, and set your temperature. And it's precise to the 10th of the degree. It'll link to your phone so you can monitor the temperature of the bath. And you can have food in there for anywhere from an hour to 48 hours and allow your temperature to come to that temperature. Okay. Now, where this becomes useful is if you're making a steak and you like it to that, say, a medium rare, where you want to heat it to, say, 130, 135 degrees F.
Right.
You put your steak in a Ziploc bag or a food saver bag, the vacuum seal bag, put it in the pot with water, and set your temperature for 135 degrees. You can leave it in there for an hour or so till the steak comes up to that temperature. It's done all the way through to that desired doneness.
Huh.
You take it out of the bag, and then you finish your steak on, say, a hot cast iron pan to put some marks to char it or brown the outside of it. And then when you slice into it, you're going to see that the inside, the whole inside of that steak is done exactly as you like, without a gradient of doneness. And you still have the caramelization and the Maillard reaction on the outside of the meat or protein that you're cooking, okay, to give you that flavor.
Right. Like I said, never heard of it, but when you said the name of it, sous, S-O-U-S, that's like a sous chef. So it goes alongside of what is that?
It's a French cooking technique. I think it was in the United States, made popular by Thomas Keller, who has a number of restaurants. One of them is in California in the vineyards. I think it's called the French Laundry, which is on my bucket list of places to go. So
that would be a heck of a trip for a restaurant review. But hey, we'll take them. We'll take them from all over the country.
We'd have to fit some golf in too if we head out there.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. And cigars.
Mm-hmm. And cigars. So that's that, and I use this quite a bit, a few times a month, particularly for steaks. And I did a pork roast last week where he cooked all the way through, and the outside, since you're only cooking at 135, you're not going to get the outside all dried out and dehydrated by the shrinking of the proteins.
Yeah, and that's the worst.
Right.
Where can somebody get one of those things?
Get it off the internet. Amazon sells them. I
Okay.
suppose you can get them directly from Anova, A-N-O-V-A,
Okay.
who's the manufacturer.
And by the way, we get no kickbacks from either of those places, just to throw that out there. Well, listen, Ron, great information. Learn something new every day. Obviously, we just learned something. Hopefully, you guys learned something too. Definitely going to have you come back on if you're willing.
Yeah, sure. That was great.
All right, great.
Thanks.
Thanks again. And thank you for watching.